Will your dog allow you to hold their nail long enough to Dremel it? I'm going to show you a pattern today to help you bust through that challenge with your dog. Hi, I'm Erica Etchison of Dremel Like a Boss. I have an online membership that teaches owners like yourself how to Dremel your dog's nails in your own home. Later in this episode, I'm actually going to demonstrate the pattern with my dog Jibe so that you can see it in action. But first, I need to set the stage for what we're going to learn today and how to use it. The challenge many people have doing their dog's nails is that their dogs are just too wiggly. So by the time you get their paw in your hand, you isolate the toe, you get the tool where you need it to be, and you do the thing, they are already outside of their comfort zone. The first step we need to practice with our dogs is we need to have a ritual around us doing this event, us doing this thing. And us creating a ritual that has a beginning and an end allows our dogs to be more patient in the middle. And that's an important piece that I want you guys to take away from today, is that if you have this event and you have a beginning and you have an end and your dog understands that, in the middle, they'll give you duration and they'll be patient. But to do that, we have to create a ritual or a pattern around us holding their paws and working with their feet. The pattern I'm going to show you today and teach you is from a program called Control Unleashed by Leslie McDevitt. She has a 1, 2, 3 walking pattern in her program that can be adapted for nail care. The pattern is a number pattern. It's 1, 2, 3. So dogs know within this pattern when the event starts, where the middle is, and where the end is. 1 starts the pattern. 1 tells them when the pattern is beginning. 2 tells them that they're almost at reinforcement. They're almost ready to get a reward. And 3 is the reward. We are going to start the pattern when we pick up the foot, and then we're going to end the pattern when we put the foot down, and we're going to give our dogs a reward. I reward after every nail when I do my dog's nails, when I do Jibe's nails. This is how I keep happy feelings around nail care with my dog, is I reward after every toe all the time. I recommend to my clients to teach this pattern you're going to see today on the ground first. For the pattern to be as powerful as it can be, it really needs to be fluid. Your dog's, it almost needs to be reflexive. So when you start the pattern, the dog should be bright and the dog should know the pattern. They're almost not thinking about it. When the pattern becomes that fluid, it is much more powerful in a nail care routine. So I always tell my clients to teach it on the ground first, teach it as a walking pattern first, and then incorporate it into your nail care routine. When I teach the pattern, I actually back chain it. So when I back chain it, I'm starting at 3, and that's where the reward comes. So that becomes a very valuable piece for my dog. Once I have that, and then I add 2, and then I add I add 2, 3, and then I add 1, 2, 3. When I do it this way, 1 and 2 become almost as powerful as 3 because my dogs now know that 3 is going to be the reward. So 1 and 2 become almost as powerful. I'm going to teach a brief session on how to train the pattern on the ground. I'm going to do that with Jibe. And then we'll come back and I'll give you a little more information, and then I'll do another demo on actually doing the pattern in her nail care routine. Well, actually in handling her feet, okay? Okay. 3, 3, So I'm just saying 3. I'm not looking for any behavior or anything. I am just basically teaching her 3. That 3 predicts food. So 3 is going to bring a treat. That's all I want her to know. 3. So I am using a clicker here. You can also use a verbal marker or no marker at all. Whatever you would like to use is fine. 3. Okay? So then once I feel like my dog understands that 3 is going to predict food, 3. See how she's starting to look at me now? Now I'm going to add the 2. So again, this is back chaining. I'm going backwards. 2, 3. And I do a little tone with my 3. I do a little up with it. 2, 3. 2, 3. So this is how we're going to build the chain. 2, 3. This gives me 2 gives me my middle because nothing. She's not getting a reward for 2, but then she's going to learn that after 2 is going to be a reward. 2, 3. Good. 2, 3. All right. And now I'm going to add 1. And again, you guys don't have to do this on a platform, and your dog doesn't need to be in a sit. They could be in a stand. They could be in a sit in front of you. You can do this out while you're walking. You're just showing them what the pattern is. We're not asking really for any behavior at this point, okay? 1, 2, 3. So I'm adding 1 now. 1, 2, 3. I always click after 3 and feed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so again, I'm just teaching her what the pattern is. 1, 2, 3. So that time at 1, she started looking at me because she's starting to understand that she's in the pattern and that she's always going to get reward at 3. So she even knows at 1 and 2 it's going to come. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's how you would teach the pattern. Break. So now the next thing I'm going to do is show you how I would start the pattern in my nail care space. I would start with handling the paws and the nails or isolating the toes while doing the pattern. That would be the next thing I would do. And then the last thing I would do is add tools. So my training plan for this activity would be, number 1, train the pattern on the ground. Step 2, add the pattern to your nail care space with some foot handling and toe isolation. Step 3, then add your tools. Okay, so that would be my training plan for this activity. Let me show you how I would do the pattern and some body handling or some paw handling. Okay? Okay, so this is how I would start adding the pattern in to my nail care routine. Good. I am not going to click. I would click to teach the pattern, and then I have a grooming marker word. It's good. I'm going to use that instead of clicking now that I'm in my nail care space, okay? So how I would do the routine is, remember we said 1 is going to be to pick up the foot. So I'm going to go 1, and then 2, I'm going to fiddle with the toe. 3. And I didn't even have to say good there if I don't want to, because 3, she knows 3 food's coming, so I don't even have to say it. So again, I would practice that with every toe. 1, 2, I'm just isolating a toe. 3, good. And you can feed them in their mouth or on a particular spot in their nail care space, whatever is easiest for you, all right? I also have a Zen bowl here that she's focusing on, even though I'm feeding her from my pocket. So I'm going to show you guys one more time. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Good job. All right. So that would be your next step to incorporate into your space. And then you would start adding tools. Good luck, and I hope this helps you get some duration in your nail care. I hope this episode has inspired you or given you some good ideas on how you can try to get a little more duration out of your dogs when you're handling their feet. Happy dremeling.